too much about this story yet. I've been seeing articles about it, but apparently some truckers and protesters in Canada who are against COVID-19 mandates are blocking borders in Canada. They're trying to block other things. I don't know. There's some craziness going on. That's all I know is that. And but they were talking in the chat here about them being Russians trying to exacerbate the situation or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. It could be. I mean, they did that in the election with Trump. So, and I'm not saying Trump had anything to do with it. I'm just saying the Russians fucking did try to infiltrate things. So, but anyways, let's take a look at this because this is interesting to me. Probably have since there we go.
Protesters from Canada's so-called Freedom Convoy are imposing a lockdown of their own. Ottawa, the country's capital, gridlocked. For days now, hundreds of rigs and cars lining city streets, with protesters camped out in front of Parliament and beyond. With passion and anger, they are demanding vaccine and mask mandates be dropped and life return to pre-pandemic normal. They say they're not budging until that happens.
Wow. Huh. It's pretty crazy. Usually you hear about this stuff in the United States, but in Ottawa? I'm
staying. I'm not leaving until the mandates are gone.
This convoy is all about freedom. It's not only with the truck drivers, it's actually for every single person. You, me.
You'd think you'd see this stuff in like Alabama and shit. Like
Me, buddy down the road, it doesn't matter. It's all about your free choice.
This started as a cross-country truckers' protest by those against vaccine mandates imposed in January in both Canada and by the Biden administration. But it gained a following from a vocal minority of Canadians fed up with COVID restrictions.
We should not be mandated to take vaccines. Any medical vaccine, whatever, it should be a personal choice.
Okay, I don't know what's going on in Canada with mandates here, but I know in the United States, like, nobody's going to be forced to get the vaccine. However, they were trying to put provisions on businesses to make businesses force people to get vaccines. I don't think that passed, though. I'm pretty sure that failed. And so a lot of businesses are taking it upon themselves to require vaccines, which is their right in our society. I mean, you guys like capitalism. It's their rules, their laws for their business, and so they can do a mask mandate if they want. They can do a fucking vaccine mandate for anybody that comes into their businesses or anybody that works there, especially. So I mean, it's something they can do. It's not out of the realm of power for businesses to do that. But the government is not doing that to the individual people. I mean, it may make it so you can't go into government buildings or airports like that, but I mean, that kind of makes sense to me.
That kind of sentiment gave way to this standoff now in Ottawa.
There's a small minority that feel that they can, shut down a city or try to take over a government. It's just a bit bizarre, to put it mildly.
And just so you guys know, it's not like I like wearing a fucking mask. I have to do it, 7 hours a day sometimes. See, like, stuff like that happens all the time. And I'm vaccinated and boosted, so it kind of drives me crazy too. But I mean, I work in a place where they require it, and so shit, I'll wear a mask. I don't care. I mean, it sucks, but you don't want a bunch of people to get sick.
While police said protests have been largely peaceful, there have been a handful of disturbing displays of hate symbols, incidents of vandalism, and harassment.
Get out of here! We don't want you here!
People stomping on the nation's war memorial, reports of retail workers and residents being harassed, even at a soup kitchen. Ottawa police say they are investigating the incidents. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he's shocked and disgusted.
I want to be very clear. We are not intimidated
There's Trudeau. Somebody was asking where's Trudeau in the comments earlier. There he is.
by those who hurl insults and abuse at small business workers and steal food from the homeless. We won't give in to those who fly racist flags. We won't cave to those who engage in vandalism or dishonor the memory of our veterans.
Jake, this is not the only truck-in, sit-in convoy going on between the U.S. and Canada border, the province of Alberta and the state of Montana. Right now, that border crossing completely blocked along the I-15 corridor, and it's an important supply chain route. And truckers say they could have more of this to come. I want to point out the Canadian Trucking Alliance says they do not support this. And likely, the vast majority, they say, of their truckers are fully vaccinated.
Yeah, it's a crazy situation. I mean, my take on it, I'm just not as educated on it as far as that's concerned. I don't know. Russia might be a part of it. I could see people falling for Russia trying to exacerbate things in these situations, because usually people who are protesting stuff like this are typically more susceptible to bullshit in a lot of ways. And so I think, yeah, that may be the case. I don't know. Clog the border crossing. Destroying monuments. You know, it's funny. Like they when BLM did this, all of the right wingers were like, "Oh, you're blocking passageways and you're breaking down monuments and you know, you're doing all of this stuff. How dare you?" You know, and now it's like they're all doing the same thing. It's pretty funny. It's pretty hypocritical. Pretty pot calling the kettle black. I am actually for them doing this. I'm for people being able to stand up for what they believe in. I think it's a dumb cause, because I think that people should be getting vaccinated, and the people that aren't are just fucking causing problems for everybody else. And all this conspiracy theory about the vaccines causing cancer and the 5Gs and all this stuff just makes them look dumb. Which is why I think, you know, they would be susceptible to coercion or suggestion from Russia. But yeah, let's look into that a little bit. Actually, that sounds interesting. Is Freedom Convoy Russian op? I don't see anything about Russia. Maybe on YouTube. I don't know. It sounds. I don't see anything about that. Is this some sort of like deep state, like 8kun news that I don't like? Is this just some guy posted that? Did QAnon say it was a Russian op? I don't know. Like I don't see any information about that being the case whatsoever. I'm not saying it's not possible, but like I'm just kind of like to track things. I like to use my brain and critically think about these things, and so therefore I kind of like to look into information and not just claim something before having any sort of evidence to support it or to the contrary. You know, that's just me. So who knows? Who knows? There's plenty of stories about this though. I'm not sure how long this has been going on, but I heard about it like yesterday was the first time I had heard it mentioned. So, maybe it just got kind of big at that point. I have no idea, but I cannot say whether it's a Russian op or not. You guys aren't going to get me to say anything like that. I don't see any information about that whatsoever. It could be, probably not though. It's probably just some idiots crying like babies for the most part.